Welcome back to Elder Wolf MTG, everyone. We have a pack extravaganza today. Final Fantasy is out, and I've gotten a few packs just from some quests and from logging in to Arena. Plus, we've got some earnings and winnings on a lot of things. I did one mixed draft, which you can watch that video. I went 5-3 on that video, so you can go watch that. It was a fun little change of pace before Final Fantasy came out, but it's out, so we're going to open some packs, talk about the rares, specifically in the context of limited, that is drafting or sealed, and how you might pick them specifically in a draft, and kind of go from there. But we got tons of packs today, so let's go ahead and get it started. I have not seen all of the cards in Final Fantasy. Watched a few streamers. I've played a few jump-in matches to look at some of the cards, so there's a lot of cool things. So you'll see some of these I've already gotten at least one copy of from the jump-in games, but you will see lots of first. But let's just look at the rares. So this is Sazh Katsroy, a very, very good one. Definitely worthy of a first pick for a draft. So 4 mana 3/3, and when Sazh enters, you can search your library for either a bird or a basic land, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then whenever Sazh attacks, you put a 1/1 counter on target creature, and then double the number of counters on that creature. That's super powerful. The great ability. There is a bird mechanic in Final Fantasy for the chocobos. You can see here there's another mechanic for an enchantment creature that are sagas, which are kind of interesting, and so I actually like this one, Summon Fat Chocobo. It's really neat. So basically it's a saga, but it's also an enchantment creature, and then at the end of the saga, like on this one, on the 4th saga at the beginning of your upkeep, or rather after your draw step specifically, then it in the saga goes away, so this enchantment creature dies, it goes to your graveyard, so you'll get it for a few turns, but you can see that creatures you gain or you control gain trample until end of turn, which is pretty cool. And there's different ways to get the sagas back in the set. Pretty cool things. But back to Sazh. Sazh is really great and definitely worthy as a first pick. You're going to see these tiered spells, which you can only choose one mode, but you can choose the cost for that mode. So in this one is 1 damage each creature, or for 3 mana, so the mountain plus 2, you could do 2 damage to each, and then for 6 mana you can do 3 damage to each creature. Usually the last tier is definitely pricey, but in a late game it actually makes maybe the card somewhat useful. So there's some tiered sales, which is nice. Flashback is in this set as well. And there's a big equipment theme as well in Final Fantasy. And then you have the bonus sheet as well. So this is basically a lightning bolt, 3 damage for one mana instant. So this is actually worth a first pick here. It's pretty amazing. So one mountain for 3 mana or 3 damage at instant speed to any target is pretty stinking amazing, and the art is so stinking cool. So anyway, that's a lot. We'll talk about some more of the mechanics as we go ahead. Let's look at another pack. Van, Street Thief, 3 mana, 2/2, and there are tons of legendary creatures, by the way, in Final Fantasy, because they're representing lots of characters across lots of games over so many years. Just, I guess, real quick, I did play Final Fantasy. I guess in the US it was Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3, and then they jumped up to 7 to match the Japan releases, and I also played some of 7, and then at that time of my life went and played other games, so I have some familiar with some characters from the older games, but anything past 7 I am not familiar. I am familiar with chocobos and some of the creatures, but other than that I will not recognize personally some of the characters here. This one's from Final Fantasy 12. You can always see that in the little sheet on the side. But back to Van, 3 mana 2/2. Whenever one or more scouts, pirates, and or rogues you control deal combat damage to a player, you can exile the top card of that player's library, and you may cast it. And if you don't, you create a treasure token. Notice that you have to have the right mana to cast it. And whenever you cast a spell you don't own, you put a 1/1 counter on each scout, pirate, and rogue you control. This is a really cool build around. And there's plenty of these types, I believe, in the set, so you can build around this. The treasures that you create can help you cast those spells that you don't own. So really cool. I think it's a cool build around. I would try it first pick just to see if you can pick up, because it's not just scouts or just pirates or just rogues. It's any of them, and this could become a pretty cool build around. So I think I like that one. Here is one of the bonus sheets. This is basically Sir Conrad, but just in now in the art and naming of Final Fantasy. So Golbez, clad in darkness, but it's the 5 mana 5/4. Whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, Golbez deals 1 damage to each opponent, and then you can pay 2 to each player mills a card. So pretty cool. Maybe even worthy of a first pick, quite honestly, if the pack is not so great. So let's go ahead and open another pack. Luio's Sacrifice, I think that's how you say that. 1 mana instant, rare. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you can you sacrifice a legendary creature, or you pay 2. So you have to pay 3 mana or 1 and sacrificing a legendary creature, again, which there are many. Then you can counter a target activated ability, triggered ability, or a non-creature spell. Pretty versatile in terms of what it can do. I don't think it's worthy of a first pick. So yeah, I think this is more constructed overall. I mean, it would become useful in limited, but I don't think it's worthy of a first pick unless the pack that you're in is just really, really bad. I don't think so. I think I would pick something like, I don't know, a little bit more versatile. Even like Rufus here creates another body when it attacks. But yeah, I don't think it's worthy of a first pick. Let's see here. Zodiark, Umbral God. So 5 swamps. It's a 5/5 indestructible god. And when Zodiark enters, each player sacrifices half the non-god creatures they control of their choice, rounded down. And whenever a player sacrifices another creature, put a 1/1 counter on Zodiark. So presumably Zodiark is going to grow when Zodiark enters. This is really hard. I mean, it's a super powerful effect, but 5 swamp, you have to be so like straight up mono black, and then you maybe splash 1 or 2 other things. There is some mana fixing and land fetching, but this is tough for a first pick, but it is a powerful effect, so I would proceed with caution. I probably would not pick this first unless I just wanted to force black, but it's so hard to know if that's the case. Now, if you're in heavy black and you pick this up later, then you can say, okay, well, I'm already in heavy black, let's go. But it's hard to just take this first pick. Maybe you want to do something that's a little bit more versatile. Even something like the Gardener is great because it ramps. There's a lot of need for ramp potentially in this set too. But yeah, it's hard to go with 5 pips of a dedicated color for pack 1, pick 1. Memories Returning, 4 mana sorcery, blue, double blue, 2 colors. Reveal the top 5 of your library, put 1 of them into your hand, then choose an opponent and they put 1 on the bottom of your library, and then you put 1 into your hand, then you put 1 on the then they put 1 on the bottom, and then you put the other into your hand. So this is in essence a draw 3. You get to choose the best card, and they probably take away the next best, and you get to choose the next best. They put away the last best of the 2. It's a pretty cool effect, and it has flashback. I actually really like this card quite a lot. That is 3 cards for 4 mana with flashback. I would be tempted to take that. That is a really big card advantage, and it doesn't go into your graveyard, which depending on your deck could be a good or a bad thing, but that's such a good card advantage card. I would love that. If blue is open and this wheels to you, you are super, super happy. I like that one quite a bit. Let's see anything here. So this is a bonus sheet Endwalker, which is Brainstorm. 1 blue instant, draw 3, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library. Oh, so good, and excellent artwork here. Yeah, that's also great. Man, that's such a good bonus sheet card to put into limited. Such a powerful, man. 2 big card advantage engines right here. So great. All right, let's go to Dragonstorm now. And I want to play some more, play some limited Final Fantasy after seeing some of those cards. All right, we're back in Dragonstorm. there's Eshki, Teamer, 4 mana, 4/4 with the Vigilance, Trample, Warp 1 at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you've cast both a creature and a non-creature spell, you draw a card to put 2 counters, which is not hard to do in Dragonstorm, especially with Teamer with the Harmonize ability. Super worthy of first pick. This is a powerful, powerful ability, especially just with the other keywords on Eshki. This can get crazy pretty quick. I like this card quite a bit, especially if you can Harmonize. This gets really, really awesome. You can cast the creature, use it to cast your Harmonize, and then you trigger Eshki, and off you go. I really like that one quite a bit. All right, let's see here. Suruk. I like Suruk a lot. 3 mana, 4/3 that can't be countered, trample, and whenever a creature you control or a creature spell you control becomes the target of a spell, you draw a card. So you're going to get one almost assuredly. You know, just with Suruk on the board. I like this a lot. I think it's a great pickup. Really, really like that. It's one color, keeps you open. Yeah, I would pick up Suruk for sure. Thunder of Unity, Mardu colors. You draw 2 cards, you lose 2 life in the first saga. Then the next 2 times, whenever a creature you control enters this turn, each opponent loses 1, gains 1. You want this in Mobilize. Clearly, it's Mardu colors. Hard to pick on the pack 1, pick 1. If the pack is bad, I mean, sure. Like you can say, I'm going to pick it in Force Mardu and hopefully Mobilize Wheels. Like if you have Mobilize cards and you have this one, you are super happy. But yeah, yeah, and this set in Dragonstorm, there's so much fixing. I mean, it's not a bad pack 1, pick 1. I might be more tempted to like take like Oshius Exhale or something that's more reliable, but I mean, also if you can get the Mardu deck going, I mean, this is the effect you want. So yeah, I would say pick it. Just know that it might not wheel your way, and that's okay. Okay, we have a Mythic in Dragonstorm. Shiko. Yeah, pick this one up. When it enters, you exile target non-land card with mana value 3 or less. You copy it, and then you cast the copy. Just such a good value card, and it's just a great stat line. 5 mana, 4/5 flying vigilance. Such good value. I would definitely pick this up, and be very, very happy about it. All right, what do we have here? Another Eshki. All right, well, we already talked about Eshki. Eshki is definitely a great first pickup. And what do we have now? Glacierwood. This is the mill or the play lands from your graveyard for Sultai. You don't really want this in Limited unless you want to try to force a mill deck. I mean, the Sultai can get you some value, don't get me wrong. But it's not like crazy. I would not pick this in Limited pack 1, pick 1, unless I really am wanting to have fun and try to go for the mill plan. It is possible. It's just not very reliable. You'd have to get the right cards passed your way. Now, if you are already in Teamer or Sultai, and you get one of these, and you're like, okay, I'll pick it up just in case. And if you got a second one, well, now you got something going, but just one, I would not pick one, pack 1, pick 1 for that. Not for Limited. Sidisi, the 2 mana 1/3, and then you can tap Sidisi to sacrifice a creature you control with mana value X. Other than Sidisi, can't sack Sidisi. Then you return a target creature card with mana value X+1 from your graveyard to the battlefield. So it's just a progressive, like you trade up basically. Going forward, it can be very good. But it's not super reliable. I don't like these effects in Limited. This is more constructed to me, but you can get value out from it. Don't get me wrong. It's just not super, super powerful. I would probably go with like straight up removal if it was in the pack. It's more reliable. All right, let's go. We have a bunch of one-off packs from that mixed-up draft and some rewards. So this is Ether Drift, the Gastal Thrill Roller, 3 mana 4/2 trample haste. When it enters, it's a creature, artifact creature for that turn, and then you can pay 3 at instant speed to discard a card, and then return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. So very versatile, very aggressive. Yeah, it's worthy of a first pick, especially in the Ether Drift set. I mean, I think you can go with it. It's got the trample, really puts it over the top. All right, now we're back to Foundations, Giada. 2 mana, 2/2 flying vigilance. Each other angel you control enters with an additional counter on it for each angel you already control. And then you can ramp into angel spells with Giada. There are angels in Foundations, and it is a great payoff if you get like 5 angels, 4 or 5 angels. Like you can really, help out here. So it's worth probably a pick. It's just a good stat line too, but you really want to focus on angels, obviously, if you get this. But it's got its risk that it won't play out for you. But hey, it's still a great card. Great for constructed for the angel rival deck, obviously. So Duskmorn, the hover ship, 3 mana, 2/2 flyer. When it enters, exile up to 1 target creature with toughness. Make sure you recognize toughness 5 or less. And when it leaves the battlefield, that exiled card owner manifests dread. So you can take out a pretty big creature, and then even if the vehicle leaves the battlefield, they don't get that card back. They just get a manifest dread, which is better probably if it's a great creature that you exiled. So 2 white pips is tough, but it is a great effect. So depending on what's in the pack, if it was like hard removal, I probably would pick it over hover ship, but this is a good one. But I wasn't a big fan of like the survival mechanic. It just wasn't a great in the set. It was kind of weak, which is like what white mostly wants to be in. So I don't know. It's a tough one. Blue Burrow, like the Blue Burrow set a lot as well. And Paul Patrick, yeah, this in limited is absolutely 100% pack one, pick one. Pick this up. It's any targeting spells like removal just makes your side better, and they makes them want to target this thing, which can get big, but it may not get big. But then you get counters out of it anyway. It's aggressive. It's a 1-drop. It's really, really good. I would definitely pick this up. Pack one, pick one. Focus on rabbits. You can go far with that. And all right, we got a mythic. Let's see here. Season of the Burrow. All the seasons were great in Blue Burrow. All of them were pack one, pick one worthy. I love the seasons, the optionality for modes and what you're wanting. Yeah, pick this one up. Such a great card. All the seasons were really great. Wilds of Eldraine. I did not get to play Wilds of Eldraine digitally. I did play some in person, but very little bit. Force Fruition, the bonus sheet, 6 mana enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player draws 7 cards. That's a fascinating brawl mechanic. Well, I guess more a commander in real life, but you're trying to mill them out basically, which is interesting. That's a fun card. Not a pack one, pick one per se. It can unlimited though. That's interesting. It's 6 mana. Just know that your opponent has like maybe 3 spells to cast, but if they're already ahead on board, they don't have to cast the spell. So that's the thing. It's a fun card. Maybe not one you want to pick. Archon, 4 mana, 4/4 flying. Other creatures you control that are enchanted by auras have a base power and toughness 4/4 and a flying. There's a lot of auras in Wilds of Eldraine. This was a very good card for that set. I would pick this one first for sure. It's a great one. So many. Kamigawa. Did not play it, so don't know too much about it. But I know. Well, we got a wild card. Okay, I will take a wild card. Amonkhet. I did play some original Amonkhet way back in the day. The deserts. Pull from tomorrow. You draw X and then discard a card. Super good card advantage. I mean, you pay 5 and you're drawing 3 and discarding 1. You go higher than that, pay 7, and you're drawing 5, discarding 1. So at instant speed too, which is amazing. So yeah, it's super good first pick. I love that one. Throne of Eldraine. This is, again, from the mixed-up draft from all over the place, so don't know about this one. Let's see. Oh, I do know about Murderous Rider, though. Yeah, the instant speed, destroy target creature or planeswalker, and you lose 2 life at 3 mana, rate, and then this thing has 2/3 lifelink, and when this creature dies, you put it on the bottom of its owner's life. It's such a good card. Absolutely worthy of first pick. Definitely pick that one up. That's such a good card. Ravnica Allegiance. I did play some Ravnica back in the day. Yeah, the Acrobat, the Firewheeler. I remember some of these. And I get a wild card. Well, there you go. I like wild cards. Why not? So we're at 3 rares and 2 mythics on the wild cards. But anyway, that's fun. A lot of those packs came from that mixed up draft. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll come back with some Final Fantasy limited content in the very near future. So until then, everybody, have a great rest of your day.